Society is defined not only by what it creates, but by what it refuses to destroy. Welcome to another interesting episode of the Women Series. Here we discuss developments and stories that impact women. Now, when you see a worn-out tire, what comes to mind? No doubt worn-out tires serve different purposes to different people. Some people use it as a base for placing their generators, some their trash cans, some just pile them up, and at a point, it is most times seen as a condemned object. But guess what? Some people recycle, upcycle, refurbish, revamp, recreate. I mean, all the V's you can even think of, you can think about, and turn it into something useful, and they make a living out of it. My guest today falls into that category. She's an all-round creative, a graduate of foreign language, which I found quite interesting, French, a digital strategist, and the founder and creative director of Tyre Upcycler Factory, a brand that recycles and upcycles tires to produce bespoke and ultra-modern furniture. I'm speaking with Olabanke Subair. Thank you for joining us on the program today. It's great to have you.
Thank you for having me.
French. I mean, when I saw that, that caught my attention, from French to the waste management.
To picking tires. Ha.
By the way, vous parlez français?
Je parle français.
Ah, ça c'est bon.
Et toi, tu parles français?
Oui, je parle français. J'ai étudié la France. J'ai étudié la langue française à l'université d'Ibadan.
D'Ibadan, moi c'est Obafemewolo.
Ah, ça c'est bon. So for people that might not understand what we just said now, I just asked her, does she speak French? And she said, yes, she speaks French. And by the way, I also speak French, so that makes it interesting. So we have one thing in common. So let's go straight into what we have to talk about today. I want to talk about some branding in the waste management industry, because it is a growing industry, as you know, and quite people are embracing it gradually, and it is coming to light. So before we even jump into branding, let's talk about your journey. I mean, for someone that was considered to study French, I'm sure they must have told you that there are quite big opportunities, just the same way they told me that there are opportunities in studying French. You would probably work somewhere, you work in the embassy, you translate, you earn money in dollars, and all of those things. I remember all of those things they told us in Badagry, that no, it is a good place, you can do this, you can do that, we can do this. But anyway, as fate will have it, you found yourself picking tires, just as you said. So talk us through your journey, and at what point did you discover that you had this in you? I mean, peak in you.
Yes. Okay. So I like to say that entrepreneurship found me. I didn't find it. I didn't go looking to be an entrepreneur. Like, left to me, I won't mind being a 9-to-5 employee, getting my salary every 25th or 26th of every month, you know. But yes, do you understand? Like, it's less stressful in that sense, because being a business owner, it's a lot of stress, you know, because you're paying salaries, you're thinking of how to move the business forward. Nights, you know, if you're not making sales, there's a problem. Yes. Some days you're broke, some other days. Do you money? You get the you've been there, done that. You know, so so how did I embark on this journey? So it started in 2016. So I've always been a lover of revamping old items. So from when I was younger, I would see probably an old earring, as opposed to throwing it away, I would turn it to like a brooch, or I can use it to embellish my shoes, or I can use it to embellish my bag. I don't throw away things. Now some people say it's a bad thing, because I used to hoard old stuff. I won't throw it. I'm like, yes, I'll pile them up, but sometimes I'll use them to do something like do something creative, you know. So I was working as a blogger, you know. I was a blogger with a media house in 2016, and my sister's neighbors, they had a pile of 20 used tires. So you know, you know how you just have you see tires on the road now. They had tires. I think they changed their car. They had 2 cars, so they changed the car tires, and so they just kept on in the compound. You know, and you know, piling tires can, you know, cause, like, you know, an avenue to breed mosquitoes. So they had been in the compound for a while, lying fallow. So they were like, let them throw it away. And I was just walking by, not as in minding my own business, and I heard them talking about them throwing it away. And I know that, see, when you throw tires, they go to Odushosu, that's the landfill, you know, and they burn the tires. And the tires cause harm to the environment. I didn't know much about recycling, upcycling. I just knew that if they burn tires, it's not good. So I asked them, okay, do you know what, give the tires to me. I will figure out what to do with them. Bear in mind, I did not know what I was going to do with 20 used tires. I just figured, okay, it can't be trash now. This life, there's something that can be done with these tires, you know. So the first thing that came to my mind was tires are round. If you put wood under tire, like if you just put like 4 pieces of wood, you can form table now, you know. And that was how I just had my first idea. And thanks to Google, there is nothing new under the sun. When I Googled tire furniture pieces, I saw that in, you know, European countries, in countries in America and other countries and abroad, people have been doing this, but on a DIY, do-it-yourself basis. And that was how my journey started.
So definitely you didn't have any prior knowledge about this, so no professional training.
None up until this moment. Well, maybe just like for entrepreneurship.
Thank God too. Thank God for Google.
Yes,
and YouTube and technology.
YouTube. Yeah, because I learned most of the things I learn in terms of technical parts of my work is from YouTube or from reading online. I've not really gone to like a technical school or a carpentry school. And because I don't really do the production, when I first started, I used to be very hands-on. I'll be in the workshop with my carpenters. But now I just... Exactly. So
that's great. So talk us through process of production. I mean, this is one right here staring at me in the face, one very beautiful centerpiece. It looks really, really beautiful, by the way. Choice of color.
Yeah, I mean, very popping.
Yeah, definitely. So talk us through the process. Let's use this as an example. Talk us through the process of production for this particular one.
Okay, so the first thing that we do when we want to produce a product like this is the design stage. So I'm the creative director of my company. So I say, okay, do you know what? We have these tires. What can we create with the tires? Should we do a table, a chair, a mirror? How is it going to work? What are the technicalities?
So it goes through like the professional level,
yes,
having
a
mood board,
like
and all of those
I
things.
just don't say, oh, tire, yeah, table. No. Because we don't even work with just car tires.
Okay.
We do bicycle tires, keke marwa tires.
Any tire.
As long as it's a tire.
By the way, if you have any tires you're not using, the Cyrus 45 needs the tires.
Please, you know, so we source from these tires from either for organizers. Sometimes we buy from them for as low as depending on the bulk, for as low as 15 naira per tire to as high as 500 naira per tire, depending on the kind of tire and the bulk of the tire. So we do that for organizers. Sometimes we get from Odushosu, which is the landfill. Sometimes people give us their car tires when they change. So because they know that, now that you know that you can't just throw away your tires because they are non-biodegradable. Tires don't decompose. If you put the tire here and you dump it on the road, the next 80 years is going to be there. Nothing's going to happen to that tire. So, you know, so when we do that, I ideate, tell the carpenters, okay, we're going to make a table. This is the design of the table. I show them pictures. And then these tires, when we source them, or source for them rather, we now sanitize them because, you know, it's used tires and sometimes we get them from gutters. We even do tire sourcing. So we go out sometimes, pick up from the road, and we bring them back to our workshop. So we sanitize with sanitizers like Dettol, Hypo, Jik. We really bleach them and the likes. Yes, because, you know, they have a smell. And just imagine tire that has pyrogyra, dirty water.
You have to sell that again as a brand.
Exactly. So there's a lot of washing that goes on. We need to wash it, sanitize it, then dry it. And then after the sanitization process, the production starts. So it involves a lot of woodwork. So you can see it's wood under, there is wood inside. So depending, this type now, there's a mirror on top. So that's why you can see the mirror as the tabletop. And then we have this twine just to embellish it and the likes. So basically it's collection, sanitization, the production, main production, and then branding and packaging. And then we deliver.
Branding. You just mentioned the word branding, and you are a digital strategist.
The way you say that digital strategy so much.
No, because I mean that is
things in digital strategy.
You cannot tell me you know some things in digital strategies when you are a full digital strategist. So how do you market your products, like bearing in mind that this is what you do and you know all that concerns being a digital strategist and selling our products? Basically being in the marketing space through digital technology.
So that's a very good question. So I mean, with my background in digital strategy and social media management generally, you know, my primary and first sales channel has always been social media. We don't even have a physical space right now because we sell well on Instagram. Instagram is our main selling point, like selling channel.
When I bumped into your Instagram page, Lord, it was overwhelming.
What?
It looked
Did we overwhelm you, Jesus?
I'm serious. It looked really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, those pieces were... Could you give me one?
We'll think about it after. We'll think about it. So social media has been always been our primary sales channel. So in terms of the branding, I mean, I do most of the work you see there, myself and my operations officer. You know, we do a lot of work in terms of the posts you see, and I believe in strategy when it comes to posting online, particularly if you're a brand. You just don't post anyhow, you know, like a Jessica, like, okay, because I'm a brand, let me just post anything. You can't do information overload. So in as much as, you know, we are a product-based business, we are also in the recycling space. So we need to do a lot of sensitization and awareness. So like you said, why would we want to buy Tyre? Louis, Tyre, why am I buying Tyre? Because you painted it.
Yeah.
But when you now educate and inform people that, okay, do you know what? You're not just buying a Tyre, buying something that's going to save the environment. Because when you buy this Tyre, that's one Tyre off the road. You know, and if these tires remain on the road, they can be used for jungle justice. You know, people just throw tires on thieves and burn the thieves, or they can be used as road markers, or they can become a breeding ground for mosquitoes. But when we upcycle them, we use them for, I mean, so let me now just differentiate. So upcycling, which is what we do, is when you take a waste material and you add to it. You don't destroy it.
You leave it in the natural
exactly in the intact state, so you just add. But recycling, you shred it, you destroy it, and form a new raw material. So like these tires, and some people recycle it into fuel for cars, you know, tire derived fuel. You can recycle it into asphalt for road tiring and the like. So we don't recycle because recycling is very capital intensive, like it's a lot of money, you know. So as I was saying, so you know, when we do that, it informs people of why they're buying the product. So there's more value attached. Okay, I'm not just buying a table or a tire table. I'm also contributing to the reduction of environmental pollution. You know, so we sensitize on our page. I mean, I use a lot of Canva. People don't believe that it's Canva that we use to.
Those pictures.
Yeah, it's Canva. It's not Photoshop. It's Canva, you know, and we ensure that we use colors because, you know, the way colors can draw you in. Exactly. So in terms of branding, there's a lot of strategy that goes on. The layout, you just don't post anyhow. We ensure that when we do one post that talks about sensitizing people, we do another post that shows the products so that you're well informed all around.
So you've spoken about sensitization, and brings me to the notion that people have concerning this recycled and upcycled products. I mean, I've heard people tell me that these things are not safe to the world, they are inferior to the regular So in terms of branding, I mean, how do you think you've been able to improve the perception of people when it comes to sensitizing them?
I mean, I really
as regards that.
So I'll take you back to when I first started. So when I first started, I didn't do this to with the idea or, you know, with the desire to run a business. I just did it because I'm an artsy person. I just love to revamp things. So when I made a table, a friend of mine saw it. I was like, Banke, they're having an exhibition in church. Why don't you bring this table and exhibit, and let's see how it goes. So I took it to the exhibition, and I didn't have any plans to sell. I didn't have business card, social media, nothing. I just went there, sat down. And after the main, like the conference of the exhibition, people came out to different stands. And a woman, really elegant looking, you know, posh and whatnot, came to me. I was like, oh, hello, is this a table? I'm like, yes, it is. Made from real Tyre, because she thought it was maybe like you carved. I'm like, no, real Tyre. I was like, this is really interesting. I'm interested. I want to buy it. How much? I never have price points. I just came up with a price in my. I'm like, oh, where's your card? I had to just think on the spot. Oh, we're printing the card, but I can give you a number. They have a website.
You are good.
And I just threw.
I wasn't joking when I said you are really good at this.
Before I just knew I was thrown into business. So you see, in terms of the branding or how I can convince people. So I believe in excellence. And there's a perception about made in Nigeria products, not just even eco-friendly products. When people hear made in Nigeria, like, Abba is inferior. I'd rather buy something from Italy. So we ensure that what we're putting out there can compete with conventional furniture pieces. And not just even local furniture pieces, but foreign. Do you understand? Because I don't want a case whereby people are walking into a store and probably my product is part of the products displayed, and they're walking to an Italian product. They're like, I beg, it's made in Nigeria. I mean, I've had a time where my carpenter made a chair and he made a mistake. We destroyed the whole chair, aside from beginning again. That's how excellent I really want the product to be. And we're not even there yet because, of course, we need some equipment that it's a lot of money, you know. But it's in terms of the branding, like I said before, it's all about the outlook. It's all about ensuring that you're giving the customer value for their money. It's not the thing, oh, it's eco-friendly. Is it functional? I'm going to buy eco-friendly. It's going to be in my house right now. Now, you made a point about people saying, oh, this eco-friendly product, because it's waste, it's not safe. Why would people think that? These things or these products, let me speak for my brand, they go through a thorough sanitization process. Now, unfortunately, I mean, you're not in our workshop right now, but if you see how thorough we are when it comes to washing these tires, sanitizing them, drying them, ensuring that, okay, by the time I'm painting them, I'm doing good work, you know, we have a good final product. It will convince you to be like, okay, this is safe. Do you understand? So I don't think any upcycled or recycled product out there is not safe, because people don't just pick the waste and just dust the sand and say, yeah, take where. No, I think a lot of thought goes into the production.
So people really need to know that these things are safe.
Yes.
They are not harmful
at all. They are not. I've had this for like a while. Almost everything in my house is like tire inclined. My dining set is a tire. Yes, because I mean you have to rep the brand. You know, and I've had my dining set for almost 3 years. I don't have. I mean, don't I look fresh? I don't have anything on my body. Do you understand? Yeah. So yeah.
So you mentioned something the other time in terms of costing.
Yeah.
Costing is a major problem for entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't know how to place their costing compared to. I mean, you'll have to think about the cost of production and all of these things. So, what are the factors that affect the cost of production for you, and how is it impacting the pricing model?
You're asking all the right questions. I'm feeling it. So, I mean, costing involves or entails a lot of things. Some people don't put into consideration several factors. Okay. Now, for us at Tyre 25 Factory, we take in the creative process. That's going to be costed. So people don't cost their creative process. They'll be like, okay, I created it, so I don't need to cost it. No, I need to cost your creative process, because sometimes you need to think about, okay, the functionality of this thing. How am I going to make it in a way that if I'm going to make this tire table, exactly. So that mental, it has to be. God bless you. So there's time. It needs to be costed. Materials. Now, people will argue that, but you're getting tires for free now. Even when you buy 15 naira per tire, that's not expensive now. But the truth is, the cost of ensuring that the final product doesn't look like it came from trash is a lot. So when people say, because I've had people say, oh, your products are a bit expensive. And I'm like, do you want to make a tire table like that will look like ours? Do you want to know what goes into making a tire table? So a lot goes into it, the materials, the creative process, the time, you know, and then the production in general. So those are all the factors we consider when we're, you know, doing our total costing.
So you've spoken about branding. Yeah, you've spoken about quite a number of things. How about we share your struggles, challenges when it comes to this? Because I mean, you having to juggle between the regular work and then being an entrepreneur and being a woman at the home front. How do you been able to?
Yeah, that's a very good question again. So, I mean, I don't think there's anybody in this life that doesn't go through challenges. Yeah. It's just how we're going to surmount those challenges that we need to focus on exactly that matters. In terms of my business, I think the first challenge I had when I first started was funding. Okay. Because for every business in Nigeria, unfortunately, you need capital. And for a business like mine, it's a bit capital intensive. Maybe not as capital intensive as recycling or some other businesses, but it is capital intensive. So funding was a major problem initially, but thank God for grants, you know, because a lot of organizations are interested in businesses that are eco-inclined. So they would definitely want to give you grants. Okay, take money, do this, do more. You know, so thank God for grants that, you know, those grants have been able to sustain us to this very point. You know, so that was there. Then also being a woman in the carpentry space. I remember when I was talking to somebody, I was like, oh, I'm a furniture maker. Oh, you make furniture? And I'm like, yeah, I make furniture, not just any kind of furniture. I make bespoke modern furniture. She will not employ you, like, for sure, I'm going to steal your stuff. You know, so that's also there. And then staff, oh my God, it's difficult finding people that can share that vision with you. Most people, particularly this generation, I don't know if you saw that Gen Z millennial war. No. You know, I'm a millennial, but this generation, they want to just chop and go and clean out. You know, they want instant gratification. Like, where's the money? Where the money reside? Where the money reside? You know, so when they don't see that money quickly, they get bored. Yeah. They don't want to carry the vision with you. They don't want to endure. They don't understand that. Patience, basically. That's it. Exactly. So staff. It's just recently I was able to hire like people, because when I first started, I was a one-man I was everything. Like Mama Mopo.
Digital strategy,
Everything.
creative director.
So when I get
founder,
feedback like that from him, I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm the one that's been doing everything, like behind everything.
Videographer.
Everything. You know,
Content
so
creator.
everything.
Yeah.
So it's really difficult finding people that can take ownership, because we need people that just don't fill a position but take ownership and take initiative with your roles. It's not just about saying yes ma, yes ma. You know, what can you bring to the table? What value can you add to the company? What ideas can you share? You know, so yeah, I think these were the few challenges that now it's really about selling, because we still have to do a lot of convincing to people that, okay, even if you're buying this piece for 28,000, 35,000, 40,000, is worth it. This is why it is worth it, you know. So sales, yes, you know, but we have a few people that believe in us, and you know, we
That's great. Yes, great. On a final note, your advice for women that are interested in going into this business, because I mean, this is
into this particular business in general.
No, this particular business, because I mean, it is gaining traction.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one doing
it's gaining traction.
Yeah. My advice: you need to be passionate about it. I think passion would sustain you in the long run, because the truth is, if you're not passionate about something, you'll burn out. That's the truth. If you think it's just for money, at some point you just be bored and you'll be like, the money is not even worth it. I want to leave. So passion, you need to also have a vision, you know, because I mean, I'm a Christian and the Bible says that, you know, write down the vision, make it plain upon table, so that they that read it may run with it. So when you have a vision, it directs you, you know, it gives you like a guideline, you know, and also just be hardworking, be perseverant, and just keep believing in yourself. Don't let anybody, like, you know, pour sansan in your gari.
Believe in the process.
And believe in the process, because you know you would unravel yourself in that process. So yes, passion, believe in yourself, and hard work. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I'm forced to speak French again. Merci
Pardon,
de venir.
pardon quoi?
Merci de
Je me
venir.
suis bien amusée ici. Merci beaucoup.
I mean, I'm overwhelmed with this old French. By the way, if you're wondering what we just said, I just said thank you for coming. And she just said, you're welcome. There's no problem. And all of that. Thank you for coming.
Thank you
again.
so
It's good to
much.
have you here.
Thank
and we
you.
hope that Cyrus 45 keeps growing.
Amen.
Growing and growing
Amen.
and growing and growing. And that will be all on today's episode of the Women Series. If you've got questions or comments, kindly send them to ayomide.oguntoye@prosheng.com, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit our website at www.prosheng.com to get updates on our news stories and videos. Remember to help the world by changing the sets and be a good example by reducing, reusing, and recycling. Thank you for watching this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.